Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Hey, weirdos. I'm Ash.
And I'm Alaina.
And this is a mini Morbid, but probably not.
Mini Morbid. Mini Morbid, mini Morbid, mini Morbid. It's definitely not a mini Morbid because it's an Alaina Mini Morbid.
Hey, yo, you got what you came for.
You're going to get a full-ass Morbid just labeled as a mini.
I feel like a lot of our minis lately have been, like, essentially fulls.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just an extra Morbid, really. That's all it is.
Please enjoy. Please enjoy.
And I think we won't have too much business to get to before we jump into this story, but we wanted to let you know that our exciting guest is coming on this coming week. We were like a week off on, I think, when we announced it before.
Yeah, I think I made that mistake and I had said it way too soon. I was like, it's next week, and then I was like, oh wait, it's not.
Oh wait, it's not, but it's fine
Sorry.
because it's this week. So still happening. Very excited about it. And you guys are just going to have to keep guessing who you think it is.
Yeah, some of you have gotten it right, but we're not telling you which ones.
Not going to tell you.
No, you're never gonna get
I think the only other exciting thing that has happened this last week or so has been we have revamped and released our Patreon tiers, our new and improved Patreon tiers. We were so excited about. We've been working on them for literally like months.
Yeah, like actual months. So it's really cool to have it. I felt like last night was Christmas. Like I was so excited.
I know, we were really excited. We were working up to the last second before we released them.
Yep.
Just to make them perfect. So we're very excited about them. I think they're all fun things. All the Patreons, all the Patronuses seem to be pretty psyched about it. So that makes us like feel amazing because we put a lot of hard work into it, and we can't wait to give you guys all the fun stuff that we put into the tiers. So we're excited to give you guys that stuff. And if you have any questions about a tier that you are in, or if you want to join, feel free to email us, or if you're already in Patreon, just message us on Patreon, and we're happy to answer any questions you guys have.
100%.
Yeah.
So that's that business. That's like the most exciting business.
Sure
and then,
is.
like always, we have to shout out our shows. It's just what we do. And
that's
we're
exciting business too.
Yeah, it's super fucking exciting.
At least for us.
In my personal opinion. And then we're going to shout out some Patreons.
Yay!
Okay, so let's start because you know what? North Carolina's open again. So
Guys,
I'm thinking these shows are going to happen.
Yeah, North Carolina might happen when it's scheduled to happen. We don't know. I don't know.
God.
You don't know.
Hope my quarantine 15 fits into my fancy pants for
Well,
North Carolina.
right now it's so far it has not been canceled or rescheduled. So everybody hang on to those butts.
So June 2nd, the Good Nights Comedy Club in Raleigh, North Carolina. We're probably going to see you, I feel.
I think we're going to see you, Raleigh, on the date that we are supposed to see you.
And then June 3rd, the very next day, at the Comedy Zone in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte, I think we're going to see you too.
Hey, yo.
Whoa.
And then October 11th, we have 2 shows at Talia Hall in Chicago.
Talia Hall. I'm very excited for that one.
I'm stoked. Somebody wrote in a very good question because originally those shows were on 2 separate days. So my assumption is that if your ticket is the earlier time, it would have been like the day before, like the first show.
Yeah.
And then if your ticket is the later time, it's the second show. But if you just contact the whoever you bought your tickets from, they'll let you know.
Yeah, yeah, definitely just to, go right to the place where you got your tickets, and they'll be able to answer any of those questions.
Yeah. And then July 8th, we're going to be at the Comedy Works South in Greenwood Village, Colorado.
We're very excited for you.
July 11th at the Wilbur Theater in Boston.
The Wilbur. Everybody buy tickets to that show because we want it, even if it doesn't happen on that day, we want it to happen. So get your tickets.
And then August, why can't I look at the number 8 and ever just say August without saying 11th, August 11th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Punchline Comedy Club.
Philadelphia. I can't wait to see you. You in Washington, D.C. I can't wait to see because we went by your dates already and it made my heart sad. So I'm like really looking forward to actually getting to you.
Yeah. Washington, D.C. is now going to be on September 16th at the D.C. Improv.
So many monuments.
All the monuments. And then, sorry, I just totally blanked. September 23rd, Nashville, Tennessee at Zanies.
Nashville. Zanies is supposed to be rad and I'm excited.
And then last but definitely not least, go War Eagles, go Roll Tide. Somebody else told me something I could say if I was getting sick of that and I forget. Damn it.
Oh, I saw that message. Damn it.
Yeah.
I should have. Yeah. We'll get back
I'll
to
say
you
it
on
next
that.
time. September 24th, Huntsville, Alabama at Stand Up Live.
Alabama. We're so excited to see you.
Yay! So those are our live shows, and now we are going to shout out some Patronus-I.
Patronuses, we're coming for ya.
We'd like to thank Brittany Riddle.
Brittany Riddle, thank you.
We'd like to thank Zoe Robertson.
Zoe Robertson, thank you so much.
We have 3 Madonnas with the
Whoa.
same exact name. So Sharon, Sharon, and Sharon, thank you so much.
Sharon, and Sharon, so hot right now.
And they're 3 separate Patreons, so shout out to the Sharons.
Sharons. You should start a group.
I mean, let's do it. And then Jasmine Schmidt wants to wish her fiance, boyfriend, I forget which one she said, a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Matt.
Jasmine Schmidt, thank you so much. And happy birthday, Matt. That's so cute.
Stephanie Coria, thank you so much.
Stephanie Coria, you're the best.
Cheyenne January and Brad Brubaker. I'm sorry if I ruined your last name.
Cheyenne January and Brad Brubaker. I like the alliteration, and thank you so much.
We love a good alliteration.
Love it.
Michelle Williams, thank you so much.
Michelle Williams, thank you so much. I think you were in Destiny's Child, so that's great.
Hell yeah. And then last but certainly not least, Melissa Waite. Thank you so much.
Melissa Waite, thank you so much. Patronuses, you are the best.
You guys are all phenomenal.
We love you so much.
Hey yo.
And now, I think, we are on to the case.
Stoked.
So, tonight's case, we are going to be telling a story from a place that I feel like a little connected to.
Okay.
It's Norway.
Okay. Because you're
So,
Anna?
Well, because I'm Anna, first of all.
Duh.
Obviously. But second of all, my husband is Norwegian, so I feel like I'm connected to it in some way because my children have beautiful icy blue eyes thanks to that part of the gene pool. So like, thanks, Norway. That's
Honestly,
great.
your kids have the prettiest eyes in the whole land of everywhere.
And they got it from their dad. They did not get it from me.
my daddy.
They did. And I mean, his grandmother used to make pineapples, rice, and cream, which is Norwegian, and it's delicious. So
That
like, I
sounds
feel
real good.
connected to you, Norway. I feel it. This story is super tragic. I'm sure everyone in Norway that's listening to this right now is probably like, I know exactly which one you're going to do.
I think
because,
I know what you're going to do too.
Well, not a lot of bad shit happens in Norway.
Like,
Norway's
nothing bad happens in Norway.
it's a real chill place and people are real chill there. So there's not a lot to pick from. But tonight we're going to be talking about the Oslo bombing and the Utoya Island shooting,
Oh no.
which happened in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start out by talking about the absolute piece of shit that did this. His name was Anders Breivik.
Okay.
He was born February 13th, 1979. His mother was a nurse and his father was a diplomat for Norway.
Oh,
so
shit.
that's interesting.
That
He
is
was-
interesting.
Yeah, and he was actually born in London and spent his first year there before his parents separated and he moved in with his mother in Oslo, Norway.
Gotcha.
He had a weird relationship with his dad in the sense that his father, really wasn't around. He was a diplomat. He was busy. and he just wasn't really interested in having a relationship with him. I guess he tried to for a little while, but just kind of like didn't try hard enough.
Right.
You know?
Well, that's sad.
Yeah, like contact with his father was just not consistent.
Yeah.
When he was 4, there were at least 2 reports with social services that were concerning his mental health and well-being.
Oh no! Already?
And at this point, he's living with his mother full time. His mother did have some mental health issues of her own. She also sounded like a raging asshole. They recommended that he be taken from her in the report.
No.
But the report says that she sexualized her young son at 4 years old and exposed him to things that he shouldn't be exposed to at 4.
At 4 years old? What the fuck?
She also hit him on occasion, according to her, and told him that she wished he was dead a few times.
So she basically bred a serial killer. That's great.
Yeah, pretty much. This is definitely a case. I'm sure there's a little nature in there because I've said this before. I believe that it's a mixture of the two.
Definitely.
But I think in a home like this, I really don't know what you're going to think you're causing, especially when there is a nature component to this.
Yeah, you get an extra dose of nurture in there.
Yeah, and it's so easy to not be a shitty parent. Like, why go out of your way?
If you don't want to be a parent, there's a lot of ways to not be a parent.
Don't
be a
be
lot of ways to go around that.
Don't have kids at all.
That's
or
what I
if
mean.
it happens, give your child to a loving home who will actually take care of them.
Adobe Firefly is the all-in-one creative studio with AI-powered image and video editing for today's creative process. Built for creators of every kind, Firefly helps you generate, edit, and experiment fast. Because the asks aren't getting smaller, the budgets aren't getting bigger, and the timelines, still tight. With all the best creative AI models in one place, Firefly brings your ideas to life. Unlock a better way to make with Adobe Firefly.
What would you do if you could get more? More dinner parties with friends. More gear for your garage band. More places to discover. What would you do if you could get more at Shell this summer with the Phil Lucky Sweepstakes? Stop by Shell, scan the QR code at the pump, and enter for a chance to win $100,000 or free fuel for a year. No purchase necessary. Ends 11:59 p.m. Central Time, August 28th. Open to U.S. DC residents 21+. Visit shell.us/phil-lucky for rules and entry details.
So he wasn't taken away from her. The report was ignored, which
no.
is not good. She was diagnosed at one point with borderline personality disorder and was diagnosed with severe depression as well.
I was going to ask you if she had BPD.
Yeah, she definitely did. The report that they wrote about him, social services wrote a few reports about him when he was younger, just observations about him. One of them really focused on the thing about Anders was that his smile was very strange.
Okay.
He had doctors said that his smile, even at 3 and 4 years old, was not one born from emotion.
It was forced.
It was not a normal emotional response like most of us have. They felt it was kind of just like he automatically plastered on this creepy little smile.
Ugh.
Just to show yep, I'm supposed to smile now. So, and he
at
just kind of
3 and 4 years old. That's really sad.
Exactly. Instead of just feeling joy, he just showed that he was like, okay, I'm supposed to feel joy now, so I'm just gonna smile. And it's that's really creepy.
Awful. And it's you have to wonder if with the whole nature versus nurture thing, you have to wonder if that's a nature kind of thing, if you're that's just how his brain worked. If
that's some kind of imbalance, that's just
yeah.
I mean, some people, and it kind of goes to show it's one of those things. Anders happens to be one of those people who is very unemotional, obviously. Mm-hmm. And he went in a bad direction. And then there's kids that just, they're not
some
emotional.
Kids just aren't
and they
super
grow up
emotional.
Yeah. They just grow up to be normal kids that are just not super emotional. He also kept pet rats when he was little, which is not weird in and of itself. I don't find anything wrong with rats.
But he was mean to them, wasn't he?
He liked to torture them.
Yeah,
so...
see, that's your first perfect sign. You could either
that's when
head
you're
injury. Head injury is normally a good telltale sign. If you skip over that, next step is always animals.
Yeah, it's true. It was also said in a few places that little girls in the neighborhood were frightened of him, didn't want to play with him, which nothing else was said about that, but it's I don't know about that.
That tells you something.
At one point, his mother remarried and had a daughter. Anders didn't get along with his stepfather or his stepsister. They just kind of like didn't have a relationship. He was like, I don't really want anything to do with you guys. As he got older, he became a little closer to his father once he was able to visit him himself.
Right.
But it wasn't like he became closer to him. It was kind of just like he tried to have a relationship with him. And I think his father was just kind of like there, but not there. It was one of those things. It's like, I don't know. It wasn't a really healthy situation. Right. He was socially kind of introverted and very isolated and very isolating, but he was also very intelligent. Mm-hmm. And he could put on a normal, he could put on a normal face. Like he could go to work and people thought he was a pretty normal guy. He might have been a little quiet, but like, it's probably kind of like how people see me when I go to like work and stuff.
I was going to say that, but then I didn't want to offend you.
No, it's true. Like, because some people are like that and normal, and like some people have this really dark side to them otherwise. But it's like, I think it's how people probably see me is like,
well,
I'm fairly quiet, but I'm not like weird
creepy.
Quiet.
Yeah. Well, you are like, creepy, but.
Yeah, but like not in a I'm going to kill you way, I don't think.
Yeah.
But but again, like I said, he was very intelligent, very articulate. He was also very athletic and very vain. Very vain.
Okay.
And that became bigger later, which we'll talk about. When he was a teenager, he kind of got a little rebellious, not like anything crazy, but just he actually
like
became
teenage shit.
Yeah, but then he actually became kind of like a good graffiti artist.
Oh, like, I remember hearing that. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was actually kind of like very skilled at it.
That's cool. Like I think graffiti's really cool.
It's a cool skill to have, and it's a very unique skill to have. Like if you handed me a spray paint bottle right now, I'd be like, I have no idea what to do with this. Like it's very unique for someone to actually know what to do with a spray paint bottle. But yeah, so he kind of became like known for that around. But in 1995, when he was 16, he was arrested for it.
Yeah, see, it's like a cool skill to have, but you can't vandalize.
Yeah, it's just not one of those. Yeah, it's not an easy skill to have.
Yeah.
Now he was just like kind of detained. He got a minor record for it, but it's just kind of one of those things. If you saw that on someone's record, you'd be like, whatever, man. He was 16.
I was gonna say, especially at 16, it's like okay.
And it's non-violent. It's like, who would care? Well, this is when his father just stepped away and disowned him. That was it. He just never spoke to his father again.
Over graffiti?
Yeah, over him like getting in trouble with the law.
I mean, I guess it makes sense because his father. Well, it doesn't make sense to walk away from your kid ever, but
it was kind of an excuse, I think, for his father just to like walk away.
Yeah, it was an easy out.
Yeah, and Anders was very into being like a tough guy. Like he was a super toxic masculinity kind of dude. Like hated feminism. Like just very he was into himself. Like I said, he worked out a ton. He wanted to have that image of a man, you know what I mean?
Never
like what
missed leg day.
Exactly. And what he thought a man was, you know what I mean? Like not it was like his version of like the most masculine dude he could be. But then what's funny is he had this very like macho man thing, but he referred to himself as a metrosexual. And he was very vain. Very vain.
Okay.
So he had like which I suppose like metrosexual kind of goes hand in hand with like being very like taking care of your body and being very strong. And you know what I mean? Like, so I get it, but it's like kind of a funny dichotomy.
That is a dichotomy for sure.
He eventually got into steroids, which probably didn't help the situation.
Oh, that's not good.
Because he already had a very like fucked up psyche. So adding steroids into the equation is not a great idea.
That's going to make you like, real mad.
Yeah, and he was clearly abusing them. So in his early 20s, he had a ton of plastic surgery on his face because he wanted to be prettier. He also wanted to look more Aryan, so he got like a nose job. He got a chin job.
This dude is the worst. I was waiting to say it, and then I was like, okay, this sealed the deal for a minute.
Yeah, he's truly the worst.
Like, come on.
He had blonde hair and ice blue eyes. Like, you know, it's a lot of Norwegian people are absolutely gorgeous. And just like, you know what I mean? Like, you think of like Elsa from Frozen, and that's like, pretty much what it all is. And he had those features, those very Norwegian features, which are very like ice and beautiful. but he wanted to like exaggerate them, so he like wanted to be as
Right.
like streamlined as possible. So he like dyed his hair more blonde and like just
Wow.
wanted to be that.
Homie was committing to the cause.
Yeah, he really was. And he was very vain, which like I'm not gonna tell anyone they can't do anything with their face that makes them happy, but this is just, you know, part of his pathology.
Right.
He did try to join the Norwegian army at one point, but he wasn't accepted because of his run-ins with the law when he was a teenager.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things.
But also, like, I don't like him, so.
Yeah, so he was described as, and he described himself as a right-wing Christian extremist. He had a hatred of Muslims and Islam.
I'm not cool with that.
He, like I said, he hated feminism and feminists.
Not
he
cool with
became
that.
a member of the Progress Party, which is a right-wing party that was all too happy to have his views on board with them, because they were very anti-immigration.
No.
They really wanted to drive Muslims out of Europe.
Nope, not okay.
Their views on immigration really appealed to him. That was like the biggest thing that really, because as we'll see, he's very focused on, one, his hatred of Muslims, and two, his hatred of any kind of like multicultural landscape being brought into Europe, into Norway specifically.
Wow,
he
that's,
wanted
like,
to keep
really fucked
Norway.
up.
Yeah, he wanted to keep Norway Norwegian. That's it. Like, he doesn't want anyone else in there.
I don't get that kind of mindset.
I don't need. I mean, essentially, he's a xenophobe. That's just what he is.
Exactly.
So at age 23 in 2002, he did start his own computer programming business because, again, he's very smart.
Yeah, a
Unfortunately.
lot of criminals are really smart.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that he's so smart. It's like such a wasted brain. He ended up using it to sell fake diplomas, and it fell apart in 2006.
That's so random. And
Yeah.
you would think as somebody who was like super smart, you wouldn't want to like
Yeah.
sell fake diplomas and cheat people out of that.
Yep, not him. He was all too happy to.
The worst.
Throughout his 20s, he was pretty quiet. I mean, not a lot happened. The computer programming thing happened, but like,
Yeah.
he wasn't getting into trouble. He worked with people who said, again, that he was a pretty normal guy. They were like, he was likable. We talked to him. Very smart, very
Must
articulate.
be so weird for those people. Like, could you imagine if you knew somebody and you were like, oh yeah, like Joe was pretty quiet, but like
Yeah.
we chatted every now and then you're like, oh fuck. Like
That, and that's what we'll find out at the end. A lot of people were like, what now? Like,
Yeah.
it's one of those situations where people heard his name after this massacre and were like, no. Like, what?
I feel like especially with massacres and shootings, that
Yeah.
happens a lot.
It's because it's like it snaps, like,
Right.
suddenly.
Yeah.
And actually, no one he worked with or really was acquainted with really knew the extent of his like crazy ass views on immigration. And like, people knew he was like right wing, and they knew like he could be a little like conspiracy theoristy and like all that, but they were kind of just like, whatever. Like, he
Yeah.
doesn't push it on us.
Right.
He's not aggressive about it, at least to them.
But he was,
so nobody
little
really...
did they know he was being aggressive about it in his like plotting, scheming cranium.
Exactly. And so yeah, he just really not a lot happened. It was age 26, he ended up moving back in with his mom because after the computer programming business fell apart, he kind of lost all his money.
Oh, okay.
This is when he became very, very isolated. He was playing video games like Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, like going into fantasy worlds. He would play video games sometimes up to 17 hours a day.
Okay, like I'm here to tell you that's too much.
That's too much.
That's far too much.
Because I personally, I never play video games, and it's only because I don't have any time to play video games. I want time to do anything, really.
Yeah.
But when I remember when like my husband and I were dating and stuff, and like before we had kids, we would play video games sometimes, and I love video games.
Yeah,
Like,
they're fun.
I would love to play video games, but fuck me if I'm gonna sit there for 17 hours
No.
and play a video game. Like,
I don't have the attention
no.
span to do anything for 17 hours straight, like
Yeah.
at all.
No, I got to take my mind out of somewhere else. I remember playing this video game I loved, though, and it's called Heavy Rain. And it's like about a serial killer who kills during heavy rainfall.
You used to play that on your fucking Well, you play all video games on your TV. I suck.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna leave now. I wanted to be like, you used to play that on your TV.
It was crazy.
That's where you play video games.
But yeah,
I clearly
guys,
don't play a lot of video games.
If you want to play an awesome video game, Heavy Rain was rad. And I
That
loved
actually
it.
was a really cool game. That was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, and it's a serial killer game, so like it's on brand. So go check it out. And again, I don't believe, like, I'm one of those people who does not believe that video games turn you into like
No.
like you're either an aggressive piece of shit to begin with, and maybe it just like
It sends you one step further, perhaps.
but it definitely doesn't create these people. Mentioning that he played this much video game, it was just basically like he's just very isolated.
Right.
And he does say later that he used games like Call of Duty and World of War, like mainly Call of Duty, as like training.
That's absolutely terrifying.
Or what he thought was training, because it's like, honey,
like, that's
you
not
really
real.
think that training on Call of Duty is going to prepare you for like actually going into war or something like that? Like, go talk to an actual soldier.
Right.
But it's like, yeah, no. So he became like a huge germaphobe at one point.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, like he was wearing a mask all the time, which is funny to say now,
That is really
because
funny
we're
to
all
say now,
doing
'cause
that.
it's like,
But
same.
yeah, like he just became like crazy about it, and I mean, this is again just part of his pathology. It's just interesting. Like,
That's very... I wonder what, like, made that happen all of a sudden.
yeah, he just has like a very weird way about him.
He has very sudden life choices, it seems.
He
Like,
does
makes
very extreme
I was-
life choices.
I was just gonna say sudden extreme choices.
Yeah, he's very much like all or nothing. This time when he's very isolated, he's not doing much, he's not working. This is when he began what he called his manifesto.
Oh, I feel like
Which-
those never start that good. Like,
All of these little fucking cowardly dickwads all have a manifesto. That's
Right.
always what they have. And it's like, no, this is just your word vomit of
this
like...
is your diary.
Yeah, this is your bitchy little diary that you're just calling a manifesto.
Like, I too could pull out some of my high school diaries and be like, my manifesto.
Yeah, it's
but
just so
just me being a whiny little
pretentious.
bitch.
Yeah, it's such a pretentious way of you just being a bitch.
Yeah.
So he started keeping a journal of all his plans that he had, because all of a sudden he's getting all these plans that he's going to
No.
take back. He's going to take back Norway. He's going to save the Norwegian people. That was his plan.
Oh God. And they're
And-
like, that's so sad too, because they're like, no, thank you. Like,
Yeah. Meanwhile, Norway's like, no, we're good.
we're happy
Thank
as
you.
we are.
We're very fine. We're
Yeah.
actually doing better than a lot of the world, so please
Yeah.
leave us alone.
Right.
So in 2009, he did travel to the Czech Republic to purchase weapons. When he
Can
got
you-
back,
Can you get weapons in Norway? They're like a no weapon place, right?
no, you can.
Oh,
you
you
get
can?
weapons.
Okay.
Yeah. When he got back to Norway, actually, he got a gun license and bought a Ruger Mini 14 rifle.
Oh, I should have just shut up and waited for you to say that. Sorry.
He got this by claiming that he was starting to hunt. Which I guess in Norway you have to like say the way to get one of those is to like use it for hunting.
Okay.
So that's what he was saying he was using. He also got a 9mm Glock.
Jesus Christ.
And in 2011, he moved out of his mom's apartment and moved into which is strange. So he was like a city kid. Like, this kid grew up in the city.
Right.
And all of a sudden he moves onto a very isolated farm in Rena, which is in eastern Norway.
Interesting.
He was getting tons of fertilizer deliveries, which we all know
Not
what he was doing with
good.
that. And he said he wanted to be a veggie farmer out of nowhere.
Doubt it.
And everybody was like, you have not spent 1 second of your life on a farm. You just suddenly bought a farm and now are deciding to be a farmer. And
They're
you
like,
don't know
listen,
anything
Anders,
about
I've
it.
never even seen you eat a fucking carrot, dude. I'm kidding.
Anders, you don't know a potato from a rutabaga. Get out of here. I don't know why they're Southern all of a sudden.
I was like, that's not correct.
I don't know. I felt it. I went with it.
I can
We're all
never
gonna
do a
go
correct
with it.
accent.
I can't. Apparently, I can't either.
I can't even do a Boston accent properly, and I've lived here my whole life.
So I guess his neighbors were also like, this dude is weird. Like, I don't know. He just isn't a farmer. Like, this is real weird. So he also boarded up all the fucking windows in this farmhouse.
Yo, if you live next to somebody that's boarding up all their windows, it's time for you to move out.
It's time for you to meddle. Like meddle. Like,
No.
start questioning, start calling authorities, start just being like
Just
the pain
dip.
in the ass neighbor.
Just dip.
I just can't. So again, people are like, that's weird.
Real weird.
When he was there, that's when he used this time not to farm.
No.
I know that shocked you. I know everybody's like, what? He didn't farm?
God
He didn't
damn
become
it.
a vegetable farmer? No. He used this time to order a ton of fertilizer, which was not going to the farm. It was going to make bombs and explosives. He was also training every day. He was working out like crazy because he had a big old farm to train on.
Oh, shit.
So he was getting super buff and super scary.
It's so scary how planned out this was.
Yeah, and this was a long game, and he was like, and he was ready to, in his words, save the people of Norway, because this whole time, all he keeps saying is that he just loves Norway.
That's
he just
wild
wants to,
that
yeah.
in his mind he's like a hero.
Oh yeah, in his mind, he even said, years from now, I will be revered as a hero. Right now, I will suffer for this, but people will look back and know that I was a hero. And it's like, oh, honey, no.
That's wow. That's a lot of wow.
So the fateful day is July 22nd, 2011.
Mm-hmm.
At 2:09 p.m., he emailed his bullshit manifesto to a bunch of people that he thought would like it, like neo-Nazis and like right-wing extremist groups and, other people that he thought would share his ideologies. A little after 3 p.m., Anders got dressed up like a police officer in a full
That's always
uniform.
the scariest thing ever.
He even had police ID.
wow.
Like, he
because,
really
well,
planned
he
this
faked
out.
diplomas, so
Yeah,
if you fake a
exactly.
diploma, you could do anything.
exactly. The sky's the limit. So he parked a white van that he had rented outside of the housing office of Prime Minister Jens Stoltenberg. And I hope I said that right. Please tell me, Norwegian people, if I didn't. That's in the government district of Oslo. And he had already parked another car a short distance away. He parked that van in front of the Prime Minister's office. Then he walked over to the other car and he just drove away from the scene.
Oh, God.
So at approximately 3:26 p.m., a 900-kilogram fertilizer bomb exploded from that van.
Whoa.
Over 200 people were injured. 8 people were killed in this bombing. The entire block was completely destroyed. There's surveillance video of it, and it's like a war zone.
Oh my, I can't even imagine.
It's horrific. These kind of things really, like, fuck with you because it's
Yeah.
like people just living. And it's like,
When you're just going about your day-to-day life, never assuming that anything like that is going to happen.
and it's in an instant. It's
Like,
within
in the
it's
blink
within
of
a
an eye.
blink of your eye. It's just gone, and it's like in devastation. It's awful. It really is. It's awful.
And it's just such a fucking coward's way out.
Oh, it is. It's literally, it's like the saying, you're dropping the bomb and walking away. It's like when somebody
Exactly.
will do that in like an argument or something. And I use that all the time. I'm always like, oh, you're just dropping the bomb and walking away. And it's like, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it is. It's essentially being like, you cowardly fuck. You just drop your mode of destruction and then you walk away from the scene.
It's like,
So-
yeah, what a hero.
Yeah, exactly. You go. So because shit like this doesn't happen in Norway, like this doesn't happen in Norway. Norway's a
Yeah.
happy place.
Right.
They were trying to respond the best way they could, but again, you're not
You're not
used
trained
to
to
this
deal
shit
with
happening.
something like that.
It's like when a small town gets some crazy ass murder.
Mm-hmm. And
It's
the police
hard
department
for
just
them.
doesn't know.
Yeah, it's hard for them to just adapt to it because they're not used to it happening.
Well, and you have nothing to compare it to. It's not like, oh, we can do A, B, C, and D like we did with this. It's like,
Exactly. Yeah, there's no precedent.
Right.
So their idea was to evacuate the city, which is good.
Yeah.
But they didn't seal it off first.
oh, okay.
So this meant people could leave. This meant Anders could leave.
Right.
A state of emergency was called in Oslo. The king got all units of the police force on this shit. I mean, they did the best they could as fast as they could. they immediately thought this was clearly a terrorist attack.
Right.
It looked like the work of a suicide bomber to them, so they were thinking that's what it was. One tip from a civilian came through, and they said something weird that they saw in all the chaos was they saw a police officer exiting the city. And they said, that's weird to me because all the other first responders were running towards
Into
the city.
Right.
So it was weird to me that one was exiting.
Right.
Luckily, they have that surveillance video of the scene, and it showed the white van's license plate, which, remember, was rented.
Right. So
and it was rented under Anders Breivik names. So, boom, they know who he is now.
Right.
That's all well and fine, but after the bombing, Anders had taken a short ferry ride to Utoya Island. Mm-hmm. This island is approximately 20 miles from Oslo. You have to take a ferry there. He got on the ferry dressed as a police officer with his police ID, everything. He told the people on the ferry, like the workers on there, he said, "I'm being sent to the island to protect them."
Oh, God.
And he said, because you guys heard about the bombing, right? And they were like, yeah. And he's like, well, I'm from a special tactical unit. And basically, the bombing was in front of the prime minister, and the ruling party in Norway was the Labour Party. Mm-hmm. And on this island of Utoya was a youth camp that was a Labour Party youth camp. So these were kids of Labour Party members.
Right.
And so he was saying, there's a bombing in front of the prime minister's office. We think this might be connected. I'm going there to help to protect these kids, just in case.
To have the kahoonies to even say that, like, I'm going to, Dorinda said that was Real Housewives.
The kahoonies.
But to have the kahoonies to say that, like, to be like, I'm going to protect these kids, but in your mind, that you're going to kill all of them.
You're going to slaughter children.
What happens in your brain? I just don't get it.
Oh, and it gets even worse because the ferry guy was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And he's dressed in
why are you alone?
Well, and he's like, you're dressed in complete tactical gear. Sure. Like, why not? That makes sense. Well, and he probably thought, this is an island. It's hard to get to. Maybe they just sent this one guy out there just to calm their nerves. But, like, no one's going out there. Like,
well,
they would have
you're
to
not
take this ferry.
skeptical at first. It's just not your...
And, yeah, the ferry guy is like, they would have to take this ferry to get over there.
Right.
So I'm not worried about it, but I'm sure the kids on the island might need some... just to look at a police officer and feel better. So meanwhile, the ferry guy's like, okay, that makes sense. But then the ferry guy was like, I did notice that this guy had an iPod. And I thought that was weird that a police officer had an iPod. Like,
yeah.
But he was like, weird, okay, like, whatever. And then meanwhile, Anders was blasting Lux Eterna by Clint Mansell at max volume through the entire thing. And he had actually written that he would do this in his manifesto. Like, he was saying, I want to hear this song blasting in my iPod the entire time. Now, if you don't know what that song is, I wish I could play it on the podcast, but I can't afford to buy the copyright for that song. If you've seen Requiem for a Dream, that's the song. Oh. It's like, do-do, do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. And it's this, like, it's a classical, very... haunting.
Ugh.
I mean, everybody go listen to it.
I'm gonna do that as soon as we get off.
But now when you listen to it, you're gonna be like, fuck. And when you think of what he does next, and you think of that blasting in his ears and, while, like, it's happening, it's a true fucking, it's a dark thing.
I hate when people ruin good songs, like with doing like horrible shit like this.
I know. Like when
Diane
what's her
Downs.
name there? Hungry Like a Wolf.
Yep, ruined.
Yeah, sucks. So, like I said, he was going to Utoya Island, which is an island in the, I'm going to try to pronounce these as best I can, the Tyrifjorden Lake in the whole municipality. It's in the county of Viken in Norway, and the teens that were attending this Labour Party youth camp were between the ages of like 16 to 22, I think.
Okay.
Some were as young as 13.
Oh.
Most of them were under 18. The camp was a place for them to network and socialize. They held debates, they had discussions, there were leadership opportunities, but it was also just like a summer camp. It was like they had s'mores around the campfire, they did camp things, and they all were, you know, the kids of Labour Party members and stuff. It was just
a bonding thing.
Yeah. It's a huge deal in Norway, like, to go to this camp. It's like I guess it's kind of like a rite of passage kind of thing. And activists in the Labour Party have attended the camp since the 1950s.
Oh, wow.
I think it's Monia or Monica. I can't remember. Bozic was the leader of the camp at this time. The weather this day on the 22nd had been shitty. It was kind of like rainy and gross. Mm-hmm. But by the afternoon, it was clearing up. So all of a sudden, everybody was stuck inside for most of the day, and everybody was coming outside. They're all relaxing on the lawns, playing games. Bozic had stopped everyone because everyone was outside. So she had kind of gathered everyone and kind of made a formal announcement to be like, a bombing has occurred, just so you all know, like,
oh no,
kind of thing. So they all had campfires lit in remembrance and like a vigil.
Wow.
Like, yeah. They handed out candy and just tried to like comfort each other.
That's really sweet. And this is setting up a horrifically sad scene.
And meanwhile, they had no fucking idea what was about to happen.
Oh, that really ruins me.
So when Anders got there, they all saw him and they were like, cool, a police officer. He's here to protect us. Then he pulled out a suitcase. The suitcase was full of his weapons.
Right.
This location of Utoya was chosen obviously for a variety of reasons. It was the youth camp for the Labour Party, number one, who he disagreed greatly with the Labour Party's ideas on immigration. He was very against this party. So this island is also isolated. It's an island, so there's very little chance for victims to escape. They're very easy targets. Because he's a twitchy little coward. And also probably the most disturbing reason was that he knew this would be the thing to really make the biggest impact with his statement, because he figured taking away the children of these people that I disagree with is going to be the thing that hurts them the most.
Oh my God.
And he said that. He was like, I am going to hit them where it hurts the most. I'm going to take their children from them.
That's I've said it like 6 times during this episode, but for your mind to go there and to think that way, it's so hard to wrap your brain around. It's impossible.
It really is. So at 5:21 p.m., he arrived on the island and he immediately opened fire.
No.
Immediately he kills the first 2 people he sees. He walked around mowing down innocent people as he went, just indiscriminately. Kids are running around trying to get away, but it's a fucking island, and it's surrounded by the icy deep water of the fjord.
Right.
So, I mean, that water is freezing, and it's treacherous.
There's just no escaping this.
There's no escaping, and these kids are, I mean, this must have been mayhem. Absolute mayhem.
Because it's like, where do you go? There's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go. You are literally buying time just running around this island.
That's so...
Anyone who hit was shot. Most of the people were shot at point blank range.
Jesus Christ!
He was literally following terrified teenagers into tents and just shooting them directly in the tent, and was literally like chasing people down like animals. And they said the entire time, all the survivors said that all he was doing the whole time was screaming at them, like screaming, "You're gonna die! I'm gonna kill you today." Like,
oh my God.
Yeah. And he was calling them fascists and like, yeah, it was just craziness. One victim, so a lot of these victims ended up calling their parents, obviously, because they're teenagers, they're kids. Yeah. So they're calling their parents to be like, I don't know what to do. This is happening. Like, what the hell am I? Or their parents are calling them being like, are you okay?
Right.
One victim called her father, who was a police captain, and she told him what was happening. Immediately they connected the two because they were both an attack on the Labour Party, obviously.
Right.
So now investigators and intelligence officials were having to go through all 1,500 pages of his bullshit manifesto.
Oh, no.
To be like, what is he doing? They saw all the stuff about him hating the Labour Party and his Now, he hated left-wing politics. He said Muslims would control Europe in 20 years, and he wasn't going to let that happen. After looking into this, they also found a video he had posted to YouTube talking about all his prep for these attacks. So at one point, he's walking around the island. Sometimes he would burst into a run. Sometimes he would just casually walk around and just, boom, shoot everybody.
I don't even know what's scarier.
Oh, yeah. And his whole thing was he was like, I wanted to kill all 600 people on that island.
Of course he did.
And he probably could have if they didn't come to stop him.
Right.
So at one point he told a group, because again, some of the island is hearing these gunshots but not seeing what's happening.
Right.
So then a police officer appears and they're thinking, oh good, it's a police officer. What's happening?
But it's this motherfucker.
But meanwhile, so he shows up to a group of teenagers and he's like, I'm a police officer. I'm here to help. There's someone shooting on the other side of the island. Get into the cafeteria and take cover.
Oh,
and it's like a
my
group
God.
of 13 of them. So he gets them into the cafeteria and he's like, all right, I'm going to go find out what's going on. You guys stay here. You're safe. And they're like, great. And then he just turns around and kills all 13 of them as they huddle,
God.
thinking they're safe. And he did this a lot. There was a lot of moments where he would literally mow down like a group of them after he huddled them into a place.
The darkness that takes in your like soul. Like, what the fuck?
And in his trial, he talked about minute by minute what happened. Like he gave like gruesome details and was
Like,
just like
super
very
unemotional.
nonchalant. He said, quote, some of them are completely paralyzed. They cannot run. They stand totally still. This is something they never show on TV. It was very strange.
Oh, okay.
And it's
What?
like, bitch, this isn't TV. like, what?
Right.
So he ended up going, he's continuing to go around the island. He's literally luring kids out of hiding places by being like, I'm a police officer. I'm here to protect you.
That's so fucked up.
And when they would come out, trusting an authority figure,
Right.
boom, he would just shoot them in the face.
Oh my God.
Some teenagers were finding like a couple of old rowboats and they're trying to get away that way. Others were just jumping into the freezing fjord and trying to swim.
Right.
A lot of them were finding out very quickly that they weren't going to be able to swim because it was a long way to shore. And it was freezing waters and they had been running for their fucking lives.
So you're exhausted.
In complete terror. So it's like their bodies just weren't going to make it.
Right.
So they ended up turning around and having to get back on shore.
And
it's like
a nightmare.
Imagine having to make that decision. It's like,
And to
do I
come to that
drown?
realization.
Yeah, do I drown in the freezing fjord or do I get back on shore and try to like outmaneuver this crazy gunman? It's like no teenager should have to
I was
make
going to
that
say,
decision.
and to make that decision between the ages of like 13
Yeah.
and 18, like,
Well, and while these kids are trying to make this decision or just coming back on shore, he calmly walks down to the shore, screaming down into the water that he's going to kill all of them. And he's just picking them off while they're coming in from the water.
oh my God.
Yeah. So 30 minutes into this whole ordeal, he took a cell phone from one of the victims.
What?
And called the police. And he was basically like, hey, I'm Anders. I'm part of like the anti-communist movement. I'm on Utoya Island and I'd like to surrender now. Click. And just, but they were like, we can't get there. So they're trying to get there. And he knows this. He knows they can't just suddenly appear on the island. So he's like, fuck,
Obviously.
I'm just going to fuck with them and be like, oh, I'd like to surrender. He had no intentions of surrendering.
That's so fucked up.
Yeah. And he intentionally didn't give any more information because, as his manifesto stated, he was planning to try to contact police and negotiate hostage situations,
Right.
ransom money, like all this stuff. But in reality, he was just going to keep killing until he had killed everyone on that island. And it was basically just a diversion tactic.
Exactly.
So soon, locals around the island are hearing screaming and gunshots and chaos, like locals that are living outside of the island.
Yeah.
And they start seeing kids swimming in the water, frantically and screaming for help. So they started sending their own boats, like getting into their own boats to try to grab people from the water.
Right.
And Norway is like the shit, man. Because like these people were
Seriously.
just like, fuck the world, I'm gonna go save
Like,
these
we're here to
people.
help.
Yeah, like no thought of their own. people just came out, were snatching up kids out of the water just with no regard for their own safety. It's awesome.
That's incredible.
Right?
I feel like there's not a lot of places where that would happen.
Yeah, it just makes sense for Norway to do that. I'm like, yeah, right?
It does.
So soon Norway, the counter-terrorism unit, I think they're called Delta, was deployed. If I'm wrong about that, by all means tell me. He said, Anders had said his goal, like I said before, was to kill everyone on the island. He said he actually thought about wearing a swastika on his chest.
Oh.
And he was planning to do that just to be scary. Like he was just...
What the fuck?
Yeah, he was just going to do it for the fear factor alone. But then he said he decided not to do it because he was like, I didn't want everybody to just assume I was a Nazi.
Oh.
Like I was like,
okay.
You were worried about them judging you? Like, what? Are you serious?
Yeah, that's real weird for sure.
So now the counterterrorism task force is trying to get to the island as quickly as possible, and this is no easy task. At the moment, kids are, because at this point, it's been forever, kids are texting their parents goodbyes. Like,
oh god, that's always the saddest part of these stories.
Whenever that happens in a story, it destroys me because just being, can you imagine how helpless it must feel to be that parent getting that text message?
Or to have to type out that message and hope you said everything that you wanted to.
Exactly. And it kind of made me think of like the Pulse nightclub shooting. I think of like all those poor people, like they're like, this is my final moment on earth. Who do I tell? Who do I tell my feelings to, and what should I tell them? It's just awful. So at this point, they're thinking that there's multiple shooters. That's what they were assuming.
Because there's so much damage being done.
Yeah, there's so much destruction and chaos. Breivik had said that he studied attacks by Al-Qaeda. He studied the Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh and the 1993 bombing of the World Trade Center to get his like ideas for this whole thing.
Like, you studied that? Like,
yeah.
What?
And it makes sense because they're thinking this is multiple shooters, multiple terrorists creating all this chaos because the bombing and now this. And it's like he studied up on those things so he could make it look like it was more than one person.
That's so fucked
up. And he also said that he read more than 600 bomb making guides to make the perfect bomb. By 6 p.m., over 40 people were dead on the island. He was locating a bunch of groups just hiding out, mowing them down all at once, like I said. Like, he was really containing large clusters of teenagers just to get them all gone at once. It was horrific. So at 6:10 p.m., there was a group that was trying to hide, I believe by like a pump house, I think it's called. And they were trying to hide. They said, people around them said that they saw a police officer approach them and were like, huddle together. You're going to be safe. Mm-hmm. He waited until they were huddled together in the pump house and he shot them all dead.
Oh my God.
Officials from the counterterrorism unit got into a small like dinghy boat and they were heading over to the island, but they put too many people in this dinghy boat and it started taking on water.
Oh my God.
Because again, Norway is a magical place and locals they were not used to this. They don't know what they're supposed to. Yeah, they're trying to get there.
You're doing your best.
As quickly as possible. They're doing what they can with what they got to work with. And then again, why Norway is a magical place with magical people. Locals saw this dinghy taking on water and they sent out their own boats, civilian boats, to go save these dudes and bring them to the shore. So they were risking their own lives bringing these counterterrorism officials to the front lines of this absolute war zone with no regard for their own safety. Just, we need to get them there to save these people.
We need to help. That's wild. Like, to be that selfless in a time of such fucking absolute chaos.
Exactly. And to be able to take action like that. Like, to not be paralyzed in fear. Because a lot of people, rightfully so, I mean, it's a time of panic. You see this boat taking on water and there's just chaos on this island. You might just be paralyzed with fear and be like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Yeah. I can't help.
It's a true test of fright or flight.
It's so true. So soon the counterterrorism unit got to the island. They surrounded Breivik. They ordered him to put down his weapons, but he refused. So immediately they gave the order to shoot him dead. But right before the order was carried out, he surrendered. He dropped all his shit. At approximately 6:27 p.m., he was taken into custody by members of the elite Norwegian police unit.
I'm like glad though that
Yeah.
they didn't end up shooting him.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Because as you'll find out, he does not like prison. So
Good.
he had killed 69 people on the island.
Wow.
The ages of the victims were as young as 13, but most were under 18.
That's so sad.
Parents were still calling their children as the recovery process began. So it reminds me again of the Pulse shooting.
You just on the other side, you have no idea what's going on.
Well, and they said the eerie sound of cell phones ringing out on that island
oh wow,
was
I
all
just got
you could hear.
Actual chills.
And I remember in the Pulse nightclub shooting, the first responders said when they walked in, when everything was cleared, it was dead silent, and all you could hear was cell phones buzzing and going off because it was just family members trying to get a hold of their dead family member. And a lot of first responders said that was like, which you don't think of that. And they came out and said, like, it was the most disturbing and, like, life-altering moment to hear that and to see all of these things, because you're seeing, like, hope just being dashed right in front of you.
Right.
And it was the same thing with this. So the entire attack lasted 1 hour and 13 minutes.
That's really fucking long.
It's an eternity.
That is insane.
That is...
I feel like a lot of attacks are typically like pretty short.
Yeah, they're quick. They fizzle out something, but this was an eternity. Think about an hour and 13 minutes trying to run around an island away from a crazy shooter.
No.
The victims that were surviving were air transported to hospitals in Oslo, and then they started identifying the dead. At a local hotel, they gathered up the parents of all the campers, and they basically were waiting at that hotel, waiting to see, as buses came up, waiting to see if their kids were survivors or if they weren't on the bus.
That's the most...
Yeah.
That's one of the most horrific things. I can't even imagine being that parent.
And that's the thing. It's like, as the other parents probably obviously want to celebrate when they see their kid, and it's like, but you look to your left and that family's still waiting for theirs. I can't imagine feeling like the survivor guilt.
Right, absolutely.
So Anders was totally polite, totally calm and cool when he was arrested. And of course he was polite and calm because this was his moment now. He was arrested alive, which was his plan. And he was now able to tell the world why he did what he did.
Right, because that's the whole reason he did it in the first place, obviously.
Exactly. That's why he wrote his stupid-ass manifesto, because he just wants to tell the world, and he wants to shove all his views down everyone's throat.
I don't know if you just heard that. That was my eyes rolling to the back of my head.
And shooting straight out your skull.
Yeah.
So people, like I said before, were absolutely shocked to find out who the shooter was, because they were like, he was real polite and real unassuming, and we had no idea.
These people worked with him.
Yeah, they were like, we did not know he was a total xenophobe, like, crazy person. So according to his manifesto, he did this, like I said, simply because in his mind he was saving the Norwegian people from the Muslims. Mm-hmm. He thought the Labour Party and their immigration policies were the reason that Norway was in trouble, because they were creating a multicultural society and diluting the true Norwegian culture.
What a nightmare.
I love that he's like,
it's like,
how?
What?
He's like, it's really gross that they're creating a multicultural society. Like, it's this bad
Meanwhile,
thing.
Most places are like striving to do
it's
that.
like, why would you not want
or you would,
that?
Maybe they're not, but you would hope that they are starting to do that.
It's like, that's not a bad thing.
Right, that's a great thing.
In his manifesto, he had outlined in great detail, line by line, what he hated about specific cultures. And like I said before, his plan was, I'm going to take their kids away from them and show them that they're wrong.
Also, like, I mean, I don't understand, like, hating something about somebody else's culture, really, but it's like, then just don't practice that.
Exactly. It's like, you don't have to be part of it.
Is it directly affecting you? No.
Yeah. And, well, Anders had said that as an offshoot of all this, he was like, Norwegian men are turning into sissies. And he said they were, quote, feminized, cooking food and showing emotions.
Dear God.
Oh,
Horrible.
I'm taking out my fan because I'm just, ooh. Oh.
You just thwarped.
Yeah. So he said also, when asked if he had any remorse, he said no. And he said, I would do it all over again if I got the chance.
Cool. He should.
And he should rot in prison for the rest of his life.
Ever.
And he called it the most spectacular attack since World War One.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
get out of here.
there's no spectacular
No.
attacks, you sick fuck.
Well, in 2 weeks after he was arrested, he was taken back to the island where they had him walk through and tell them the exact timeline of events. And he was
Obviously, they had to do that, but I wish that they didn't because he was probably fucking like so excited.
Oh yeah, he was all too happy to tell them everything
in all his glory.
And it was another moment where he could sit there and be like, and because of this, I did this. Like, he was very, like, grandstanding.
He needs to be in solitary and not allowed to talk to anyone.
Hey, he is in solitary, so that's fun.
Heyo.
April 15th, 2012, he's in court. He was often smirking and smiling in court, and he did a Nazi salute or a closed fist salute to the families of the victims right before he went up to the stand.
That's horrific.
And there's a picture of
I
him
would have
doing
been,
it.
I would have been like, you can't take the stand then.
Yeah, he's
because
the
God
worst.
only knows what you're going to say on the stand
Yeah.
if you just fucking did that.
And he used it as a way to, again, spout his shit.
to traumatize
Yeah.
them.
So July 25th, 2011, he attended his first official court hearing, which was closed. He asked if he could wear a uniform to court, and they were like, no.
A uniform?
He also wanted to read from his manifesto during the court hearing, and they were like, no.
No.
And then he also claimed that he was working with 2 other cells of terrorists, which he was not. He's just a bullshitter.
He's just trying to
Yeah.
scare people.
So, August 19th, 2011, the families of the victims visited Utoya Island.
That must have been absolutely horrific.
November 14th, 2011, more than 500 people attended his court hearing. This one was open to the public. He said he had delivered a speech, but he was not allowed to read it.
Good.
And the judge ordered him held in custody for another 12 weeks.
Good.
He did undergo a psychiatric evaluation to tell whether he was sane during the event. He was diagnosed initially as a paranoid schizophrenic. But people
Okay.
were like, no, I don't think so.
I don't buy that.
And everyone who knew him said he showed absolutely no signs of anything that would even resembled paranoid schizophrenia.
Right.
He also didn't agree with the evaluation and said he was he said himself, I was perfectly sane and did not suffer from anything like that.
Do you think they were just trying to give the public an answer?
I don't know.
Somewhat.
Because then they ordered a second evaluation, and that was ordered January 13th, 2012. Judge I might butcher this name, I'm sorry. Wenchi Elizabeth Arntzen. They said that they were going to get a second opinion, and it was found he did not suffer from paranoid schizophrenia.
Right.
They said he was sane during the attacks. He was diagnosed with a narcissistic personality disorder, which
There it is.
makes a lot more sense.
There it is.
And again, he was deemed sane. So March 7th, 2012, he was formally charged with committing acts of terror and voluntary homicide. April 17th of the same year, Judge Thomas Indrebo was disqualified and taken off the case because he went online and said that the death penalty should be the punishment for him. Norway does not have the death penalty.
right.
But he was taken off the case for that.
Well, that stinks.
I know.
'Cause
Survivors...
he's not really wrong.
I know, right? So survivors gave victim impact statements. They sat there, they cried in front of him. They talked about the last text messages and phone calls they had with their children. None of this did anything for Anders. He literally showed no remorse, no affect at all. He just smirked, smiled at them sometimes, like he was a piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a straight up sociopath.
He was found guilty of the murders of 77 people. He was found guilty of mass murder, terrorism, causing a fatal explosion. He got the max sentence in Norway, which is 21 years in solitary confinement.
That's it?
Yeah, and a minimum of 10.
Wow.
So his prison cell is like a dorm room. Because also,
great.
like, European prisons are very different from American prisons.
Even prisons in Canada are a lot different.
There's obviously a big difference wherever you go, but like American prisons are for sure much different. He had a television. He has a computer. No access to the internet, but he has a computer. He has books.
We don't need him having a computer.
He has it's a very cushy experience. But in 2016, he sued the corrections facility because he said solitary confinement violated his basic human rights.
Yeah, you don't have basic human rights anymore.
Yeah,
how about that?
You're an asshole. He lost. March 15th, 2016, that's where he appeared for the first day of his lawsuit, which he filed against the Norwegian state. He said his human rights had been violated during his incarceration period. April 20th, he won part of that lawsuit.
How about the human rights you took away from all the people you murdered?
Yeah, the Oslo District Court said that his treatment in prison violated Article 3 of the European Convention on Human Rights, which prohibits inhumane or degrading treatment. And it said that his conditions needed to be eased up.
Does he need a bigger TV?
Like, that infuriates me. And a lot of people were really angry with this. But
should we put a hot tub in the room for him?
Should we have a masseuse come to your quarters every other day?
Would you like a memory foam mattress?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, the good thing is, March 1st, 2017, an appeals court overturned the lower court ruling and said that his conditions have not been inhuman.
Yeah, they're fine.
June 8th, 2017, Norway's Supreme Court said that it will not hear his case over inhumane prison conditions. So they were like...
Good. Yeah, they're like, fuck you.
Yeah, they were literally like, dude, go fuck yourself. Like,
right. Bye.
June 21st, 2018, the European Court of Human Rights rejected his appeal about his conditions of his imprisonment because he kept pushing.
Like, what do you want?
He basically said that isolation was inhuman and like it was giving him isolation headaches and like
you isolated yourself on a farm.
A couple of the other things that he complained about, and this is no joke, this is not an Onion article.
Was it like the food?
He complained about the use of plastic cups and paper plates.
Okay.
He complained about having to eat microwaved meals.
The horror.
He complained about cold coffee. He complained about being denied the right to meet fellow Nazi friends and possibly marry one. He also...
I gotta go.
He also was real mad that they would not allow him to publish 2 books. One called The Breivik Diaries and the other one called The Nordic State.
Yeah, nope. Sorry. Not sorry.
And then in a article on BBC.com, they literally said one of the things he complained about was he had begun to love a reality TV show, Paradise Hotel, and it says, quote, clear evidence of serious brain damage caused by isolation.
Oh my God. That's really funny.
So that's funny. In 2017, he actually changed his name to Fjoltoff Hansen. And
why?
What's funny is Fjoltoff means idiot in Old Norwegian.
Does it
yeah,
really?
It literally
does. He know
does.
that?
Yeah. I don't know, but nobody really knows why he wanted to change it to that from like Anders. Like, why do you want to
Anders to idiot?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he is an idiot. So, there was in a little lighter news, there was a memorial created for the Utoya Island victims, and this is actually a really like heavy memorial, but it's like it means a lot.
I mean, it makes sense.
It depicts the last text messages that victims sent to their loved ones. Wow. After each text message, there's a victim's name who sent the text message and then their time of death.
Wow.
And it's like real, even thinking about it, I just got like chills.
I was going to say, so did I.
Yeah. And it's also surrounding the cafe where a lot of the victims were killed. The building itself, there's 69 support beams that they put out there to represent each of those killed in the massacre. And they are supported by 499 thinner beams, which represents each of those who managed to escape.
Wow. That's like very like poetic.
Yeah, it's like real deep and like so heavy.
I love that.
Yeah, it's like very meaningful. So one of the things that really like I wanted to read like a segment of one of the text message exchanges because this is somebody who did not survive, and it's just, I think it'll just like really hone in on like how terrifying this was. So this victim was 15 years old, named Benedict Vatdal Nielsen.
Okay.
It says, "Mama, this is not going well. We're being attacked with automatic weapons." Then they said, "Call the police, ask them to come here." Then she called her mother and she whispered into the phone, "Whatever happens, Mama, remember that I love you." Then the call was cut off.
Oh, wow.
Her mother responded, "I've spoken with the police again. They'll be on the island any minute now. Call me. Can I come and get you? Call me. Can I come and get you, please? Can I come? Please call me. I need to know where you are so I can come and get you." Benedict was shot while hiding in a cluster at the pump house and was killed.
That's horrible.
So another memorial that was proposed was in 2014. It was proposed by a Swedish artist named Jonas Dahlberg. They actually won a government competition to design this. It was actually it's not going to happen because people were like, no.
Oh no.
Basically what it was he had designed something that he was calling a memory wound, and he wanted to cut a channel across the Sorbratten Peninsula, which is near the island of Utoya, and it was a slice through the land that led into the water, and it would be covered by stone on either side, and so it would be this channel that would cut open the island, basically. So it was a memory wound, it was supposed to be a wound in the land. People were not psyched about this because they said they didn't understand, which I'm like, Norway, man. They were like, what did the land do to deserve being cut like that?
Oh my God.
They were like, this man did this. The land did not do that.
Pure.
Yeah, so they were like, no. And then they were like, we don't want to be reminded of this with such a giant, wound in the earth. That's not what we need.
Wow.
And I remember watching this on the news. I remember when it happened. And I remember seeing that a helicopter had flown over the island and shown a view of the scene after it happened. It is horrific, that scene. I mean, I just remember seeing people literally strewn everywhere. It was chaos and carnage.
Yeah.
And knowing that these kids and their youth leaders who are there, I mean, most of them were there just because they have parents in the Labor Party. It's all these kids didn't even necessarily want to be part of the Labor Party. They just, or didn't know really what it was about. They just were there.
I was going to say, at 13 years old, you don't even know.
Yeah, they were just hanging out with their friends. They just were going to a summer camp, getting experience debating and having discussions and learning new things. And this is what happens because of one dick. And thinking about what they went through in their last moments, just pure terror, running around an island stuck she's shooting fish in a barrel. It's
that's I just don't understand how that happens.
It's horrific. But the good news is that Anders is in prison. Hopefully he will stay there until he rots. I mean,
and hopefully the coffee is always cold.
Yeah.
I hope that reality show just stopped filming right before the end.
I hope so too.
I hope that, what else? I hope his plastic cup cuts his lip every time he takes a fucking sip.
Oh, hell yeah. I hope it gives him some carcinogens or something. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm. I hope that he has to wipe his butt with the paper plates.
Yep. Yeah.
Because that sounds uncomfortable.
I hope his microwave food sends radiation to his dick and shrinks it so small that it doesn't exist anymore.
Love that. That's just, that one. Let's end on that note because I have nothing left.
So fuck Anders Breivik, Fjoltoff, the fucking idiot, and
yeah, that's just really stupid.
Norway, you guys fucking rule.
Seriously.
And fuck that guy, and he didn't do a damn thing to change you guys because you guys rock.
You guys are the best.
So, I hope you guys learned something from this. Didn't enjoy it maybe, but just learned.
Took something away from it.
Yeah. And yeah, so that's the story of the Oslo bombing and the Utoya shootings in Norway.
Mini Morbid. Wow.
Not so many.
No. Well, guys, if you want to follow us on Instagram, you can do so at
Morbid Podcast.
If you'd like to hit us up on the Twitter,
A Morbid Podcast.
if you want to send us a Gmail,
morbidpodcast@gmail.com.
who knew my voice could go that high? If you would like to join the Facebook group,
Morbid: a true crime podcast.
if you'd like to check out the new Patreon, there's a lot of new perks. You can see them first.
Fun. Patreon.com/morbidpodcast.
And last but not least, you can follow us on Spotify and listen to our podcast there. They are all free, and you don't need to have a premium membership to listen to our podcast or follow us on Spotify. We hope you keep listening.
And we hope you
Keep
it
weird. Bye.
Bye.